Hey there viewers, it's Charlie on back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Legacy United Silverbolt. Now, for this guy, I think this was the first figure of Wave 2 to be shown off. And by Takara Tomy, no less. So, yeah. I think it was before or shortly after Wave 1 had came out that they showed this guy off, and at the time we just thought, oh cool, Silverbolt. And we just knew that this guy was going to be in Wave 2. Little did we know that Hasbro was going to drop the ball announcing Wave 2 of Legacy United, which thankfully they made up for with the announcement of Wave 3. I mean, seriously. At least with a United Wave 3, those sort of figures were already available to buy when they showed off the figures, but I'm giving off on a tangent now, so let's talk about Silverbolt now, and let's start off with the box. So of course we got the standard packaging here. So of course we got Silverbolt in his Fuzor mode, I'll call it, because of course it's a mix between a wolf and an eagle. Beast Wars Universe Silverbolt. Beast Wars Universe being a new to United, because before then Beast Wars Universe wasn't even called out. This time we got Silverbolt in robot mode. Of course, a close up of his sort of dog-like head. This side, we got the other half of the mural this time. Because here we've got Tiger Hawk. We've got Tasmania Kid, we've got freaking Energon Megatron, which sure is a core class, but still. Energon representation. And we've got Thundertron. So, yeah. And the back got them in both modes, and that's pretty much it for the box. Not really much else to say, so... And well, moving on to the actual figure. Well, it's a dog-bird hybrid. Or if you're a classic Beast Wars fan, a Fuzor. Because, of course, if you don't know what Beast Wars is, around, like, I think Season 2, they introduced the Fuzors, which is characters that turn into hybrids of animals. Because, of course, we have Silverbolt here, who is a wolf and an eagle hybrid. We have Quick Strike, who is a cross between I think a cobra and a scorpion, and some toy exclusive ones, because there was a Terragator, who is a crocodile and a spiked turtle, if I remember. I think Bantor, who is actually canon in Transformers Prime, by the way. I can't remember the animals that he's meant to be, but yeah, there were a few Fuzors. So, yeah. And for this guy, well, he actually looks quite cool in this mode. Because we can see the cross between the wolf with the head and the back legs. And we've got the eagle with the wings and the front claws. If anything, Tiger Hawk is kind of similar, except, well, of course, instead of a wolf, it's a tiger. So, yeah. Looking at the details, of course, we're continuing the accurate beast modes, because we've got an actual wolf head here. And of course, this can open, so you can howl, or maybe it's like howling mixed with screeching, I don't know. But we got the bird claws. And yes, those do become the feet. I have to be careful not to hit my camera. But we've got the wings, and we can see that this guy's got quite the wingspan. And of course, we can't just fold those in if you don't want him like flying. We also have the tail feathers. Again, painted really nicely. We can have these going forward. Oh, that made a noise, but yeah, he's going forward, so this can sort of be an attack mode, because these are meant to sort of represent missiles. Of course, they don't fire. That's probably a thing for years. Well, Rubber said Megatron has brought back firing missiles. But of course, these don't fire. But this can be an attack mode if you want. And well, if we just go around to the rear end, I can't say that with a straight face, but if we go around to the back, of course we have the wolf legs. And, well, he's not going to have any trouble wiping, is he? Okay, cringy shit aside. Yeah, those are the robot hands. I mean, I can sort of see why they're there, due to the transformation, but maybe if there was like a panel that these like flipped in or something, or maybe like something that covered them. Although that would sort of add to the budget, maybe something else would have to be compromised, like some paint. So you can sort of see why they didn't do that. But yeah, he's got hands on his ass. I don't know if the original toy had that. I don't think so, but now if you look looking at the underneath or the tummy, well, we got a flight stand, so you can actually have him soaring. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty much it. The rest is just kibble, because we got the connection here for the hind legs. And it's really hard to actually show the wings like this, so pretty much see what's going to be the loincloth here. And yeah, like most of a beast, you can see some visible robot stuff. Like that's obviously the hip joints, the hands, as I mentioned. That's obviously the feet, although of course there are bear claws in this mode. But still, I really like this mode. And of course, as I said, the accessories are these wingtips, because these can come off and form the swords in robot mode. So we just reattach this. There we go. Now, I don't really have any other Beast Wars Silverbolt for comparison. In fact, the only Silverbolt I have is the Generation 2 version, and obviously that's a different version of the character, so in fact, I don't even have Black Arachnia. So instead of doing a comparison, let's do articulation, because of course this is a Beast character, so he can articulate in both modes. So heads can't really do anything. Well, in fact, I stand corrected. He could look up. If I just try not to untap that, but he can look up. Mouth can open, so we can howl. Front legs are actually tabbed in, so they can't move there, but these can. And if you untap down, you can move that forward. The claws can move. Of course, the wings can flap. It can go downwards. And the wings can also just go back, and it can go forward for an attack mode. You can sort of just rest them there if you want. Tail feathers don't do anything. Legs, you have to untap them, but he can lift his legs to let his dog thoughts win. So if he sees a fire hydrant, then, well, there you go. But these little bits also move. And, well, there you go. That's pretty much it for the articulation. If I can get that tap back in. There we go. Obviously not as articulated as the robot mode, but it's a wolf-eagle hybrid, so of course it's not going to be as articulated as the robot mode. So, yeah. And obviously there's no guns here, so no point in showing blast effects. So let's move on to the transformation. So to start, normally I would do a jump cut here. If I was doing comparisons, I would do a jump cut, but just take the swords off the wings. You kind of leave them on, but these are going to form a sword, so yeah, just take them off. What I'm going to do next is just untap the bird legs from here. Just move them down. Straighten this entire leg out. So just straighten the entire leg. Rotate it at the thigh here. Then just straighten the feet. Like so. So now you have the dog doing a handstand if you want. Move the loincloth down. Then, I'll get the wings out of the way. Just lift all this up. Split the hind legs. Because you can see this connection here. So we just in fact, I forgot something. You untap the tail feathers first, and then you untap that, and just move these down. Spin all this around, so the head, the wings, and the tail feathers. Just spin all this around, which is actually quite a fun step. Now let's just deal with the arms first. So get the head up and just move that down out the way for now. Untap the shoulders from here and just spin the entire shoulder section, and that just taps into here. Well, if I just move this down first, then we can get this into place. There we go. So just rotate this, put this down, and that just taps in. Move the wolf leg down, and straightens out the robot arm. Do the same here. Take the wolf head, just tuck that into this little crevice. Move the robot head down, and the wings just go down out the way. And we can just sway them back like so. If we just something to do that. Something I like to do with wings. And if I can just get the shoulder tapped in, there we go. Here we have Silverbolt in robot mode. And honestly, I really like that transformation. Like, I find that really fun to do. Just the way that the entire thing with the wings, head, and tail feathers just spins around. Like, that is something I was not expecting. And the resulting robot mode is... I mean, come on. It's Silverbolt. If you know this guy from the show, then... I mean, this is really show accurate. And they've been nailing the Beast Wars figures, although I'd argue that they've been nailing the Cybertron figures even more, but we'll get there when I review, like, Hot Shot in a couple months. Or even Cannonball. So, of course, if you don't want him to hold the swords right away, then we can just plug these in. And they've actually got different connections, like this wing has these two ports here, if I don't drop this. Whereas this wing only has the one big port. This is probably just so you don't get the swords mixed up on each wing. But if you don't want him to hold the swords, then you you just leave these plugged in. So, yeah, that's a bit of weapon storage in robot mode. But if we just do a quick 360, I mean, he's got quite a clean back as well. I mean, yeah, he's got wings, but still, that's a really clean backpack. Because I'm pretty sure the original figure had something jutting out, and the wings, like, yeah, like the original figure had the tail feathers just jutting out, and the wings were sort of facing outwards, just so it could do a missile firing gimmick. Whereas with this, I mean, that is a really clean backpack. I love that. And the head, once again, really accurate head sculpt. I love that. So, yeah. Now, giving him his, I was gonna say guns, but they're not. They're swords or feathers. And I'm not gonna go there, but let's just say that the swords. I mean, Cheeto literally uses his own beast mode guts as a gun, so I guess these could be swords. But hey, he does look cool with them, so yeah. Now, I don't know if I could use, like, some of the blast effects, like the impact ones, like from Smashdown or Pteranodon with these. Don't think I can. Although, speaking of blast effects, I'm not going to bring them out because I don't see a need to, because this guy doesn't have guns, but if you wanted to, you can plug some blast effects into here. Or armorizers. So, yeah. And well, for this guy's articulation, well, his head can of course look both ways. Kind of like down, just thanks to that joint for the transformation. Of course, his arms can fully go around. Just beware that you don't, just be careful that you don't knock into the wings. And yeah, you can still see the beast leg. But he's got double, well, I want to say double jointed elbows. Of course, I got the sword in, just due to the transformation. If we lift up the loincloth, no, we don't need to. We actually don't need to do that. But he's got waist swivels, so he can move his waist without needing to move up the loincloth, which is actually amazing. In fact, Armada Prime should take notes, because if you remember, like, the standard robot mode for that guy couldn't move his waist, and the super mode, well, this guy had to move with him. But this guy, even though he has a loincloth, he can move his waist without having to lift this up, which is amazing. This guy can kick forward. I forgot to mention the T-pose, but he can do that. In fact, I forgot to mention that his wrist can move as well. But you can kick forward. You can kick back. Knee up to about there. Of course, really good splits. Pivot up to there. And the feet can move. And you can hear that the it's not really a ratchet, but the knee sort of clicks back into place, or at least it makes a little noise when you move it back into place. And the wings, well, they can go back, and they can flap out if you want. So, yeah. And the tail feathers can move as well, if you want that. Probably just to accommodate for the leg articulation. So, yeah. Now, if I had the original Silverbolt figure or a Black Arachnia, then I would put them here, but, well, I don't. Really should have gotten Black Arachnia, because I've got like a lot of Kingdom figures, but yeah, I think Legacy was when I really started collecting. Like, Legacy was so when I really started wanting to get everything. So yeah. But well, for this guy, well, do I have any complaints? Well, believe it or not, I think I do. Like, I kind of wish that. Well, I kind of wish that if you move the head down, that this was a bit more natural. Like, I know this is for transformation, but maybe it feels like. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm probably just searching for complaints, actually, because I just love this figure, but maybe if, like, the ball joint looked down a bit more, because right now we're stuck with this. Maybe that's where I'm going with this. So, yeah. If anything, seeing how this is a transformation joint, not really intended for articulation, maybe have it click in better, because, well, it does click in, although it's kind of easy to untap, but if anything, that's more a nitpick. For actual complaints, if anything, I struggle to think of any, hence that weird awkward bits where I was struggling to think of any complaints, such as like with the head thing here, which is more a nitpick. So for actual complaints, if I can think of any, I mean, sure, the hands are visible in a beast mode, but, I mean, that one's understandable, because, you know, just how it just transforms, Voyager budget, and all that. So I can sort of look past that, but... So if anything, the complaints I can think of, they're more minor, nitpicky, so... If anything, the complaints I can think of aren't really that... Yeah, they don't really affect this figure, so... That just shows how much I love this guy. So, do I prefer him over Starscream? Honestly, I think that's going to have to... Well, I am quite the huge Cybertron fan, so maybe I prefer Starscream more just because I love Cybertron, because they're both really good figures, but I do love Transformers Cybertron. I love Beast Wars as well, but come on. I freaking love Cybertron as well, but don't get me wrong, this figure is just as good as Starscream. So do I recommend this? Absolutely. Like, I absolutely recommend this. This is an amazing figure. Like, seriously, this is one of the best Beast Wars modern figures that they have done. And I really hope that they do a quick strike soon of one of the elite listings for Gen Prime, or whatever they're calling it, Age of Primes, whatever, I don't know. We might not be getting a quick strike anytime soon, which is kind of sad, but, well, guy can dream. But still, for this guy, I absolutely recommend him. Especially if you're a huge fan of Beast Wars. So, yeah. Well, this has been my review on Legacy United Silverbolt, and this is Charlie Young signing off.